Hi, I'm Kara with Thrive Mind Transformations. How much do you pay attention to your emotions? Are you in tune with your emotional experiences and responses? What about of those around you? Do you feel like sometimes you are just not meshing with people? It could be a reflection on your emotional quotient or emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence, or EI, is used in many different contexts and has many different definitions. In general, it refers to our ability to evaluate and regulate our emotions, both in relation to ourselves and with others. A lot of what we do relies on our relationships with others, and our ability to develop and maintain relationships correlates directly with our emotional intelligence. Additionally, EI gives us the ability to identify negative emotions, evaluate them, and replace them with positive counterparts when needed. We can increase our EI by regularly assessing our level of emotional awareness. Investigate, evaluate, regulate, and compensate. Many of our neural responses occur within milliseconds. Therefore, much of our emotional evaluation occurs at a subconscious level. This has major implications with how you respond to others and how others respond to you without any level of consciousness. It's all taking place within fractions of seconds. Emotions and emotional responses are incredibly complex. It involves taking in massive amounts of information about our internal world, our external world, and then integrating it. If we want to make the best use of the complex emotional responses that our species has evolved, then it's in our best interest to consciously experience, attend to, and reflect on our emotional responses. The first step to achieving this is being aware of our emotions. A great example of the importance of focusing on our emotional responses is when we experience intense negative emotions. Now, sometime in my 20s, I began numbing and repressing negative emotional experiences. I couldn't always avoid that initial reaction to a negative emotional experience, but rather than feeling through it, I would do my best to distract myself and move on from what had hurt me. What I later realized is this wasn't actually processed. I wasn't actually processing those painful experiences that had happened. In doing that, I had allowed them to live inside me and stay trapped. And that's what unprocessed trauma is. If you don't deal with it and feel through it, it becomes trapped. It doesn't go away or lay dormant. It can ripple into other areas of your life, and it can actually cause disease. I learned that what I'd been doing may have helped expedite the initial hurt, but all I was doing was prolonging the processing period. Now, according to Dr. Joan Rosenberg, the first step is to making the decision to pay attention to our emotional response, to the physiology of the response, what's happening in the body as we are triggered in that moment and having that initial reaction. And her research shows that of all the physiological responses that you're going to have to emotional inputs, none of them are going to last longer than 90 seconds. So if you can pay attention to an emotional situation without avoiding it or freaking out or jumping to conclusions for 90 seconds, then you'll have made it through this subconscious physiological processing period. Then you can look at it consciously and unpack it with awareness. Her thesis is that we spend most of our lives avoiding negative emotions because we are so scared of those 90 seconds. This is called the 90-second wave, and we go through it in more detail in the Thrive system. Evaluating emotional intelligence is one of the 6 modules that are covered in the Thrive system, which is intended to empower you with the knowledge and tools to rewire your brain and start creating the life you've been dreaming about. We can help you thrive through the challenges of change rather than just striving and surviving. We can do hard things. All you have to do is decide. Thank you for watching.